As fall hits Maine, it makes it super hard to even think about fishing anywhere else. But last year I took one of the most fun fishing adventures that I'd ever been on. The Delaware is known for being the best brown trout float fishery in the East, and my friend Alan from New York told me how good the fishing was year-round. On that first trip I had such a good time, and Alan was right. The fishing was incredible.
Right there. Right there. Oh, stay down. Oh, got him.
The views were amazing. Everywhere you look, you're surrounded by rolling hills, old farmhouses and log cabins, and the most brown trout looking water you can even imagine. If there ever was a place called Browntown, this was it. It's actually where I created the first Balls Eddy brown trout sinking crankbait for Trout Whisperer tackle. This lure has landed a lot of big fish for me since that trip, and every time I go down, I paint up a few new patterns to test out. I decided to pull the trigger again this fall, leaving Maine and taking Josh on the trip to New York.
Hey, get in! We're going to Browntown! Alright guys, so Josh and I finally made it to our cabin here. Alan, who has joined us in some of these other trips, is going to be coming tomorrow night. But we just got here, we're in New York, and we knew that the river was pretty low, and we just pulled in and it's super low. In fact, a couple of people told us that it's going to be pretty difficult to get a drift boat down through this upper section, but luckily we have the Raft, and we're gonna give it a go in just a little bit here. So it's about 2 o'clock, so we have a couple hours that we can do a float, just kind of get a feel of how everything's kind of fishing. Nobody's really been fishing up this upper part, I don't think, because it's just too hard to get access to. So maybe we'll have some good luck this evening. We're going to fish for a little while, then we're going to come back and get settled into the cabin, but we want to get on the water, kind of anxious to get some fish in the boat. We're going to go finish getting rigged up and get this thing in the water and hopefully get on a few fish. She's plugged. Yeah. Get the rest of it in a little while. Alright guys, we're out here on the water. We're finally here. It is low. It's probably 12 inches deep right here. Usually it's a couple feet deep. We might have our work cut out for us, but hopefully we will catch a fish or two this evening. Get the skunk off and get Josh on his first Delaware brown trout. You guys can probably see the water is pretty nasty looking, which that's all right. So I'm starting out with actually it's a lure I just painted the other day. It's kind of like a fire tiger pattern. Probably will have this available on the website at some point. But it's our sinking crankbait, Trout Whisperer tackle. Chartreuse. I figured it might stand out better in the water. And Josh is using the brown trout version, which is what I basically designed to fish here, and it's what we've caught a lot of the fish down here. It's what I caught my big fish with this spring, so we'll see what produces. We're gonna have to, we got some fly rods on board. We've gone, I don't know, 500 yards and we haven't caught anything, but I just realized why. Ooh. Yeah, this is oh, I got a fish. It's tiny. It is tiny, but it's a brown or a rainbow. We're gonna net it. It's a brown. Tiny. Came unhooked. Well, we're gonna have to get the big camera out, Josh. Well, finally caught a fish. Let me hold it real close. Is that focusing on the fish? That's all we got so far. That's a fish. So the skunk is off, I guess, if you want to count that. But holy smokes, this has been eye-opening as far as what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. This whole stretch up through here is so shallow. We've fished with fly rods and spinning rods, and it's just really hard to fish. So we heard that there's more water down below, so tomorrow we'll probably do that, but we got a little bit further to go down through this float. Maybe we'll pick up a fish or two. I'd like to get at least one decent one, like 16 inches or more today before it gets dark, but we'll see what we can get. Oh, I got one. Oh, it's not big. Bigger than the last one. On the crankbait. We've upgraded since the last fish to this little guy here. He's probably, I don't know, 13 inches or so. Wild fish, upgraded. We're almost done the float, so it hasn't been too eventful. Yes, dude. There you go. Decent one. Where is he? Oh, it's a rainbow. Yes. Nice fish,
That's
dude.
That's my PV rainbow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good fish. I told you. Watch you pull
right.
a rainbow out of here.
You're right, dude.
Oh. Sweet. Josh just got that. We're almost towards the end of our float. Around this next corner is the takeout. We've been really struggling trying to get on some fish, but we finally get on this deep corner here. This is actually the corner I caught my bigger rainbow last year. And I told him, and we get in here and it got deeper, and he cast it almost right where I casted for that other rainbow, and he hooked into one. He was kind of bumming because he just lost a fish up above, and we've been struggling really bad. The water's been so low, but it's actually pretty deep right here. So we're gonna fish just a little bit longer right through here, and then we're gonna pull out and go have some dinner. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, on the chartreuse. No, it came off. Came off. That was a good one.
More.
Dude. That was a solid fish. Alright, back at the cabin. We're eating pretty bad tonight because we don't have a cook for us, but Alan will be here tomorrow and he'll make us a nice dinner. But it ain't delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Cut some of this up into Kidland. You know what we do with it? Well, it ain't too foul, but dry it out.
Alright guys, we just shuttled the vehicles. We're back at the ramp here. We actually aren't starting where we left off yesterday. We drove downstream, did a little looking around, and the water was still pretty low down below where we took out last night. So we went even further downstream, fishing brand new water that none of us have fished. Josh is tying up a big streamer. We got some crankbaits, Trout Whisperer tackle. Let's go see if we can get on some fish. Fingers crossed.
fish, Alan. Man, look at this scenery. This is just beautiful out here. Yeah. Man, tough fishing, but we'll get on them. This has been pretty tough. A side channel here to get off in the main river. Hoping to do some, you know, a lot of the drift boats won't go down here because it's a couple scrapey spots, but there was a lot of scrapey spots. And we walked a good majority of it. So I'm just throwing a bangtail streamer up in here. It's really not deep enough. I'm just kind of hoping there might be a fish sitting in up shallow on some of these turns. We're certainly putting in some work today, I'll tell you that. We went the complete wrong way. This is the way we should have gone. This is like perfect brown trout water. I don't want to oh, I just had one. Oh my God, dude, come on. Let's get back to the raft. The boys are way down here. Oh man. I gotta look on my phone on the map and see exactly what we got, because this was some of the better looking water, especially for streamers. Rainbow.
Big one too.
Oh shoot.
Hold on to him.
What am I? Wrapped around my tip. The tip's wrapped. There we go.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Tip? You hold on?
It was wrapped around the tip. He's right in the current, just holding himself.
Hold on to him. So
Oh no.
when I saw all this, I was like, my God. Yeah, I was like, there has to be fish in there.
That's a pretty fish.
That's a good, that's beautiful. That is a pretty fish. Got him?
Sick. Yeah.
Good job.
That ain't bad.
That's about the size.
Yours is bigger. Yours is fatter and
Yeah, it's about
longer.
the length though. Okay.
All right, just got a little rainbow there. Finally, first fish of the day. Oh my God, took forever. On the brown trout crankbait. Let's focus on that. On the brown trout crankbait, hit it right on this little rock over here, but pretty fish. She's a beaut. Thank you.
Lost it?
Kidding. Lost it.
Dude, come on. Oh.
Not kidding.
Dude.
I didn't really suck.
Oh. No. Oh. Little brown. You got him? Well, there you go. There's a brown trout. Oh, it's not bad. What is that? Brown. Here. Hey. He's wrapped. He's good. That's a decent one. Woo! Okay.
Yeah, that's good fish.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
That's better. Feel better about that one.
On the brown trout. Got a brown trout. Finally. I don't even have any words. Been a long day.
Not big. Not bad. Is there a rainbow? Okay, I thought it wasn't big, but it was. He T-boned it too.
Yeah, he did.
There we go, baby.
Man.
Nice.
Hello.
Well, I thought we were going to Browntown, but I guess we're in Rainbow Village.
Picked up this little rainbow on the brown trout crank. Pretty nice fish. It's a fat guy. Alright, buddy. Thank you. Oh, still a grind, but
It was a day. Well guys, we spent a handful of days in the raft on this trip, and that's really all the fish that we got. We got a few smaller little browns here and there, but definitely not the trip that we were all kind of hoping for. But the company, the views, and just the experience of being down there still made it worth it, and it was still a fun trip. So we went back to the cabin, and Alan cooked us up some awesome meals as usual. We spent some time chatting by the fire, and the next day we packed up and went home. So although we did get into some fish there at the end, just not the numbers we were hoping to get, and I think they had a lot to do with the really low water and just the time of year that we were there. So you guys know how it is. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. But we'll definitely be back, and I think we'll be back for some spring fishing when that water bumps back up. And hopefully they're ready to eat some Trout Whisperer Crank Baits and some streamers. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you guys in the next video.